Hey, this is Russ. Yeah, we're back to our regular videos on Tuesdays. Now, if you didn't get a chance, you could still take a look at the video that I did on Monday. Yeah, it was about a massage gun. Yeah, I had at least one person say, "What does it have to do with e-bikes?" Yeah, it's a lot of stuff to do with e-bikes. Yeah, you could get a cramp, you can get muscle aches. Yeah, you need something like that. So anyway, go take a look at that Monday video that I did. First review, it was the what I call the Anything Goes on Monday videos. So yeah, Mondays will be anything other than e-bikes. Okay, you already know that. Okay, so if you're interested, take a look at that. If not, yeah, skip it then. Yeah, whatever suits your fancy. Okay, so today we're going to talk about e-bikes and the ability or inability to ride an e-bike when the snow is out there. Yeah, it snowed on Sunday. Yeah, by the time we woke up, we were heading off to church. Yeah, we had snow on the ground. So how's the snow today? It's still on the ground. Yeah, I took a look at the accumulation of snow on the ledges and the like, and I would say we had a good inch and a half, something like that. Now the snow eventually does melt off on the streets and the sidewalks, but yeah, I'm looking out of the window there. Snow's still on the ground as far as the grass and everything. So yeah, so am I going out there? Nope. Still got the water. I am coughing a little bit less, but still coughing, it's still happening. So I decided I'm going to take another 14-day dosage of what is that thing called? Prilosec. But it's not really Prilosec. It's the generic version that's sold at Costco. So I did 14 days of that. I think I'm going to do another 14 days just to see if it happens to be acid reflux or not. I don't think so, but yeah, you never can tell. So we're going to do a second 14-day trial of that and see what happens. So, okay. So I'm still coughing if I talk too long. So I still have my trusty water just in case I need it. Okay. All right. So what am I going to talk about today? Well, since I can't go out riding, I've been looking at other people's e-bike videos to see what they're doing. And I noticed a couple of different topics that were brought up. So I'm going to put my 2 cents in on some of the topics that were brought up from other channels. How's that? Usually I end up doing it before these other guys do it. But there's so many e-bike channels out there now. Yeah, you're going to eventually run into somebody who's going to talk about things that you've either talked about before in the past, or maybe they have a different take on it, or what I might want to say based on the things that I see on the other channels. So, and some of you guys are actually, who have those channels are also RUSSISRIGHT viewers as well. So here's my 2 cents. The first thing, when I woke up today, I took a look at some of the videos. Southern e-biking was talking a little bit about recording videos in national parks and where that might become a problem. Yeah, that will be a problem, all right? Don't go riding and recording videos or taking photos in national parks because you get fined. I think it's like $1,000 fine. Yeah, I think the first people that I heard of that had the fine was Kara and Nate. Yeah, I watch Kara and Nate. If you haven't watched Kara and Nate's channel, go check them out. Yeah, they travel all over the world, okay? And I think they were flying drones and things, right? So they were flying drones, and I think they got fined like $1,000 for making a video in one of the national parks. So it was a big deal at the time when it actually happened, because I don't think we heard too many YouTubers who actually got fined, but yeah, somebody turned them in. I think somebody actually mentioned it, and then they got fined for recording in the national park. So if you're a YouTuber, or even if you're not a major YouTuber, I wouldn't do a video in a national park. So then it begs the question: does that happen on state parks? So far, we don't hear too many reports of anybody having problems recording in state parks, but I think it's just a matter of time. Yeah, I mean, if the national parks are already doing it, state parks eventually will catch up and they'll do the same. So, yeah, I don't ride, and I try not to ride in state parks to do that. I mean, yeah, I won't be doing any of that going forward. That's for sure. I mean, it brings back thoughts of $1,000 that would happen to Kara and Nate. So yeah, it's not cool. I think overall they should really just let people do it. I mean, really. What do they have that's really that much different than any forest preserve that we ride through? Okay, maybe they have some special things, in the national parks, right? You got, if you go to what is it? Oh, yeah. Where's Old Faithful at? This is my memory thing. I actually was there. Okay, I was there in 1976, right after I graduated high school. My family went out there. Yeah, and we saw, you know, the what do they call that? The Old Faithful geyser, right? So yeah, Yellowstone. See, I'm telling you, it takes me this long before it comes into my brain. I kept thinking Yosemite, and I go, that's not Yosemite. Yellowstone. Yeah, I was there. But back in '76, yeah, I was just graduated high school, and so we decided we'd take a family trip. So we did a little bit of camping, and we went out to Yellowstone. Yeah, that's when I decided that camping was not for me. I like watching camping, though. I'll tell you, I watch a channel called Outdoor Boys. Yeah, I've been watching the Outdoor Boys from, well, almost from when they started it, really, because I was watching his other channel, which is called Catfish and Carp or something. And he switched over to Outdoor Boys because he has a couple of boys, and he decided, well, let's do some camping type videos besides just fishing. And so it became very popular. They got a couple million views. Here's an interesting thing about his channel. I'm going to push off to a little bit tangent at this point, but he usually uploads his videos on Saturdays at 6 a.m. So, of course, my videos always come out at 6 a.m. Central Time. And I said, I'm gonna check if I can catch the Outdoor Boys the minute it comes out. So 6 a.m. comes along, I turn it on, and there it is. I'm going to be the first to watch it. Yeah, within the first less than a minute, okay, he had over 900 views within the first minute. This is what happens when you have a couple million subscribers, okay? I mean, it could take me a whole day to get to 900 views. Yeah, within less than a minute, 900 views, crazy. So anyway, so going back to the national parks, yeah, be careful. Don't record in the national parks underwater. This is the only way I can get through these videos now until the coughing subsides. The coughing only happens when I'm talking too much. Yeah, which is usually all day long. So yeah, I'm constantly drinking water. Yeah, somebody said that, you know, I mentioned in my my video on Monday. Because it's a massage gun, he says, you know, if you're getting leg cramps, it's because you're not drinking enough water. Well, I would say I'd probably drink 8 to 10 cups at least. You know, I'm filling this thing up constantly. I mean, this is pretty big, right? I'd probably do at least maybe 6 to 8 of these a day. Now, if you go by cups, that might be even more than that. Yeah, I was guesstimating 8 to 10 cups, but I think it's more than that if it's this big. But somebody else reminded us, too, that the leg cramps happen sometimes not because you're lacking in water, it's because you don't have enough electrolytes. Yeah, I think that's really what it is. You know, this is why people drink pickle juice if they're bike riders. I can't do that. That's a little too much for me. But yeah, they sell pickle juice. Or if you're not gonna buy pickle juice, just buy some pickles. Yeah, buy some pickles in the thing that has the juice already in it, drink that. Or you can drink stuff like Gatorade and all that kind of stuff. Those things are supposed to be good for electrolytes as well. But we have those. We have it in the house. We have Gatorades, or what do we use? There's another brand, Powerade. Yeah, it's the same kind of thing. I don't know whether it really helps or it doesn't. And I think you have to have that before you get the leg cramps, right? It's not after the fact. I don't know. But yeah, I don't do too much of that kind of stuff. But I do drink a lot of water though. But it doesn't help. I think it is the electrolytes. Okay. All right. What else did I see recently? I think that was the major one that I wanted to talk about. Was what Southern Ebike was talking about. So anyway, what else have I seen? Oh, okay. I've seen a couple other. Like I said, I've seen some videos of bikes and trikes that were offered to me that I had turned down or at least pushed off until next year. And it's interesting to see that because I think they go after the same people, the same type of people to do reviews. And so where I said no, at least for now, the others were able to take it, maybe because they're in environments where they can continue to ride. And of course, for me, I haven't ridden my e-bike in well over a month and something because of, you know, my coughing and everything going on. So I feel bad because last year I was able to ride way into December. Not this year. I mean, I stopped early in the year because of the coughing. I don't even think the coughing really was a sickness thing. I really don't. For some reason, I mean, I didn't have any of the body aches and all that kind of stuff because of a coughing and cold or anything like that. It really is. I just started coughing. I have no idea. That's why we kind of think maybe it is the acid reflux. I don't know. My wife says that, you know, you have to avoid certain foods now because of that. Well, if we don't even know for a fact that that's it, what am I supposed to be avoiding? She says, well, anything that has to do with acid reflux generating type things. So it would be things like, you know, I don't know, things like tomatoes and cheese and stuff. Anything that's on a pizza. My favorite thing, of course, as you know, is a pizza. So that's very hard for me to just say no to, okay? So anyways, I've been trying to lower that down, you know, avoiding some of those things if I can. And then we decided to do the second time around for the acid reflux medication. That's a 14-day thing, and so we're doing it a second time. Now, the package does say don't do it unless your doctor tells you to do it. And this is exactly what happened the last time I started doing the cough many years ago, and he did say take it a second time. So we just went about it and decided to take it a second time. So we'll see if it helps or it doesn't. And I don't know why, but I know that the last time I did it, I did 14 days of this generic stuff from Costco, and then I went to Prilosec, which is the brand name, and it took care of it. Now I don't know if that's because of the brand name or not, but if you look at the active ingredients, it's all the same. So really, it should be exactly the same. But I'm doing 14 days of the generic Costco version for both 14 days. So let's hope it takes care of it. So, all right, what else about e-bikes? I know one of you guys have mentioned too, I don't remember who it was, he has an e-bike channel too, that he's been offered one of the Engwe bikes as well, so he's going to let me know what he thinks about it. But the thing is that, you know, all these companies do offer it to a lot of different people, and they need to get it across the board so the name gets out and that the model number gets out and people think about it, then they end up buying one, right? So I'm thinking he probably got offered the E26, which is the latest Engwe bike that I was offered. I like that bike. I'm not saying that it has everything that's good on everything about an e-bike. I'm saying for the money and for what they're offering, it's a pretty good deal. It's built very well. It moves quickly. It does about 24 miles an hour when you use the throttle. That's what I've noticed. But if you pedal, you can pedal it to 28 miles per hour, which is what Class 3 will do, is that you can pedal with motor assist to 28 miles per hour, and the bike can do that. It's just that I like bikes typically that can throttle also to 28 miles an hour, which is not technically the proper way for a Class 3 bike, but I like it that way. I like to be able to throttle both ways. Oh, I did also see that somebody put down, I think maybe it was Oregon e-biker Mark, who talked about throttles and how people, make fun of people who throttle only, right? Well, I throttle only on my videos. I told you why. I mean, I do pedal. I usually pedal on my way back after I'm done with the video, but I don't throttle. I don't pedal while I'm on camera. I've mentioned this many times because I do get winded and it doesn't sound good on the videos as I'm talking to you while I'm huffing and puffing, okay? So I throttle the entire time whenever I'm on video, but I do pedal too. So I'm not a throttle only kind of guy. I'm just a throttle only guy on YouTube, all right? And sometimes people see my videos and they'll mention it. They'll say, how come you never pedal, you know? I recently had a guy who I think watched my senior video. That senior video, I'm telling you, just keeps going. I'm just amazed at how many people get to see it. It's been over 1 million people at this point. So anyways, I get a lot of comments all the time. I look at them all. I don't always, respond to them all. And sometimes I miss them because the comments come in fairly quickly all the time. So, but I did notice he says, you mentioned you bought this bike to help your knee. Why aren't you pedaling? Okay, these are people who have never seen the Russ is Right channel before, right? Maybe it's the very first time they've seen a Russ is Right video, and it turns them off that I throttle only a lot. on a lot of my videos, okay? And especially in that one, he noticed that I wasn't pedaling. I think I did pedal some, but I didn't pedal a lot. So I didn't answer him. I just figured, you know, it's a guy, he's not familiar with the channel. It's just what he thinks. But the whole point is, you know, they always shame you for something like, yeah, you're not pedaling, you know. Does a person really have to pedal? Was what the other video was saying. And, you know, he says, you know, if a guy doesn't want to pedal, why are you shaming him? You know, I mean, he could have physical handicaps that prevent him from pedaling. Maybe he's too tired. Maybe he pedaled a whole bunch, and by the time you saw him, he wasn't pedaling. Okay, he's got a good point. That happens. I mean, for me, sometimes I try to pedal to get home, and I go, I'm just too tired, and then I just throttle the rest of the way home. Okay, so you have to kind of allow people to do what they do on their e-bikes, right? Here's another thing I wanted to bring up to you too. Recently, Himiway came out with an e-bike for kids. So, so I was talking to Mrs. Wright about that too, and I said, "What do you think about this?" You know, I don't think either one of us were really that thrilled with it. I know that, you know, Himiway's excited about it, that they have a bike for kids, but this bike is a throttle-only bike. There is no pedals. Okay, I think there's pegs there that you can put your feet on, but there's no pedaling involved, okay? And I think it goes up to 15 miles an hour, something like that. But my whole point is, when I saw it, I go, should kids really have e-bikes? I know that, you know, growing up, having a bike was a big thing for me. You know, I go everywhere I want to go. I went all over Chicago. I pedaled wherever I wanted. I think kids need to learn to pedal. Yeah, even if later on in life they decide, okay, I don't like pedaling, I want to throttle and I want to use an e-bike to do it, that's fine. But I think a kid should really know how to pedal a bike. So in my mind, maybe the first bikes that they get should be bikes that they pedal, so that at least they know how to, okay, and know how to deal with pedaling. And then maybe later on in life, maybe they want an e-bike. That's fine, okay? But early on, I don't know. Plus, I kept thinking about, you know, the safety of it. Oh, hold on. Got to keep taking that water. The safety of it. Now, they could argue, well, you know, you teach a kid how to do it safely. But I'm thinking, you know, you make decisions when you're riding a bike. You decide, do I cross the street? Do I not cross the street? Do I, you know, stay to the one side when the people are coming and all that stuff? They have to learn that kind of stuff too. Now, you could argue that, well, you can learn that with an e-bike just as you can learn it with a pedal bike. True, but, you know, I don't think a little kid could do 15 miles an hour pedaling too easily. It would take them some effort to do it. Whereas this bike, you can do 15 miles an hour. It wouldn't take any effort at all, okay? And I think some of the advertising, it mentions things like, you know, you can take your kids out, you know, and they could join the family. Yeah, that's true, but, you know, they're advertising it for kids, I think, 4 years old and higher, something like that. I mean, that's a little young, in my opinion. So I would have to say I'm not in favor of it, all right? Put a comment below. Let me know what you think. Maybe I'm in the wrong. And Russ is never wrong. I told you guys that. Russ is never wrong. No. Maybe you have a different opinion. Okay. And so maybe you want to make that and put that on a comment. Tell me what you think about the new Himiway bike. Go to Himiway's website. Check it out. I'm not even going to put a link. You just do it yourself. Okay. Check it out. A bike for little kids. Okay. I don't know. I'm not thrilled with it. I said, would I take this bike if they gave it to me? And I would say no. I wouldn't take it simply because, first off, I would need a kid to do it. I can't ride that thing. It's too small. Hold on. I would need a kid to do it. I don't have any kids to do it, okay? And so I'm not sure if I'm in favor of it either because of the age groupings that they're putting it in. Now, I guess if this bike was designed for, let's say, junior high kids and higher, maybe I would say okay to that. But really, then it'd be like a regular e-bike, but maybe slightly smaller e-bike. Then it'd be like a 20-inch bike, right? They could probably ride something like that. But, you know, one made specifically for a very, very young age group, I'm not sure if I'm in favor of that. All right, that's about all I really have for today. I just wanted to bring up some topics that others have brought up. And then, of course, the Himiway thing just kind of popped in my mind because I looked at that just recently. So anyways, let me know if you're still riding out there, if you have any snow out there yet. We've already got our first that's still hanging around. I think it probably will melt off. I think the weather will be in the 30s and 40s coming up, something like that. But it's still a little too cold for me. And of course, with the coughing still going on, I'm still stuck inside. Such a pity. Anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. We are now at about 17,200, something like that. Talk to you guys next time.